You know, according to Google, normal human IQ level between 90 and 109. So, then I understand. I make video about it. You know what is your IQ level if you don't know. Then I will give you test. The test will give you your IQ level. What happened if IQ level double than normal people? So today we'll cover 5 higher IQ people. So let's go. Number 1. William James Sidis. William James Sidis was born on April 1, 1898 in New York City. His full name was William James Sidis. His father, Boris Sidis, was a renowned psychologist who had emigrated from Ukraine, and his mother, Sarah Mandelbaum Sidis, was a doctor. Both parents were highly educated and believed in nurturing William's intellect from a very early age. From the moment he could speak, it was clear that William was no ordinary child. He learned to read by the age of 2, and by 6, he had already taught himself several languages, including Latin, Greek, and French. His IQ was estimated to be between 200 and 300, placing him among the most intelligent individuals in history. By the age of 11, William was admitted to Harvard University, becoming one of the youngest students ever to attend the prestigious institution. His prodigious intellect astonished his professors and peers alike. He specialized in mathematics, showing a particular talent for developing theories in both pure and applied mathematics. However, the intense pressure and attention took a toll on his well-being. Despite his brilliance, William Sidis shunned the limelight, preferring a life of privacy. After graduating, he held various jobs that were far below his intellectual capabilities, choosing to live quietly rather than pursuing fame. He distanced himself from academic circles and society at large, seeking solace in writing and obscure intellectual pursuits. William James Sidis is remembered as one of the greatest child prodigies, a symbol of the complexities of intelligence and the challenges of living up to extraordinary expectations. His life raises questions about the nature of genius and the pressures placed on those who are perceived as different from a very young age. Number 2. Albert Einstein. Albert Einstein was born on March 14, 1879 in Ulm, Germany. His full name was Albert Einstein. His father, Hermann Einstein, was an engineer and salesman who founded a company that manufactured electrical equipment. His mother, Pauline Koch, was a homemaker who had a passion for music and education. From a young age, Einstein showed an interest in the natural world, but he was a quiet child, and his teachers didn't initially see him as particularly gifted. As a boy, Einstein was fascinated by a compass his father showed him, sparking his curiosity about how things worked. He didn't speak fluently until around age 9, leading some to believe he was slow. However, his genius started to become apparent as he grew older. By his teenage years, Einstein had developed a deep love for mathematics and physics, subjects in which he excelled. Einstein's estimated IQ ranged between 160 and 190, reflecting his extraordinary intellect. He attended the Swiss Federal Polytechnic in Zurich, where he initially struggled with the rigid structure of the education system, but eventually flourished in his studies of physics and mathematics. Einstein's profession as a theoretical physicist made him one of the most influential scientists of the 20th century. In 1905, he published 4 groundbreaking papers that introduced his special theory of relativity and the famous equation E equals mc squared. These ideas revolutionized our understanding of space, time, and energy. Einstein's connection to the scientific community was strong, and he was deeply involved with the academic world. He became a professor and later a member of the Prussian Academy of Sciences. His work earned him the Nobel Prize in Physics in 1921 for his explanation of the photoelectric effect. Albert Einstein remains a symbol of intellect and creativity, whose work continues to shape modern science and our understanding of the universe. Number 3. Isaac Newton. Isaac Newton was born on January 4, 1643, in Woolsthorpe, Lincolnshire, England. His full name was Isaac Newton, and he was born prematurely, a tiny baby who wasn't expected to survive. His father, also named Isaac Newton, was a prosperous farmer, but sadly passed away 3 months before Newton was born. His mother, Hannah Ayscough Newton, remarried when he was 3, leaving him with his grandparents. This difficult childhood played a role in shaping Newton's solitary nature. From a young age, Newton showed a deep curiosity about the world around him. He was not initially recognized as a genius, as he was a quiet and introspective child. However, his intelligence began to shine through in his teenage years. He would spend hours observing and experimenting, trying to understand how things worked. This inquisitive nature led him to be noticed by his teachers, who encouraged him to pursue higher education. Newton attended the University of Cambridge, where his brilliance truly came to light. He studied mathematics, physics, and astronomy, quickly surpassing his peers. His estimated IQ is thought to have been around 190, reflecting his extraordinary ability to understand and explain complex concepts. Newton's profession as a mathematician and physicist made him one of the most influential scientists in history. He developed the laws of motion and universal gravitation, which laid the foundation for classical mechanics. His work in mathematics, particularly the development of calculus, revolutionized the field. Connected with the Royal Society of London, Newton became its president in 1703, further solidifying his status in the scientific community. His contributions not only advanced science, but also changed the way we understand the universe. Isaac Newton remains a towering figure in history, whose work continues to impact science and mathematics today. Number 4. Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci was born on April 15, 1452, in the village of Vinci, Italy. His full name was Leonardo di Ser Piero da Vinci, meaning Leonardo, son of Piero from Vinci. His father, Ser Piero, was a respected notary, dealing with legal documents, while his mother, Caterina, was a peasant woman. Since his parents were not married, Leonardo was raised by his father and stepmother in his father's home. From an early age, Leonardo showed signs of remarkable intelligence and creativity. He had an insatiable curiosity and a keen eye for detail, which made him stand out from other children. His ability to observe the world around him and replicate it in his drawings was one of the first indications of his genius. His estimated IQ, ranging between 180 and 220, reflects his extraordinary mental capabilities. Recognizing his talent, Leonardo's father apprenticed him to Andrea del Verrocchio, a leading artist in Florence, when he was about 14 years old. Under Verrocchio's mentorship, Leonardo received a hands-on education in painting, sculpture, engineering, and anatomy. His education was unconventional, focusing on practical experience rather than formal schooling, which suited his inquisitive nature perfectly. Leonardo's contributions to society were immense. He was not just an artist, but also an inventor, scientist, and engineer. His paintings, such as the Mona Lisa and The Last Supper, are masterpieces, but his notebooks filled with sketches, inventions, and scientific observations reveal the depth of his intellect. He was connected with the most important figures of his time, working for powerful patrons like the Duke of Milan and King Francis I of France. Leonardo da Vinci remains a symbol of the Renaissance, embodying the spirit of exploration, creativity, and intellectual pursuit that defined the era. His legacy continues to inspire and captivate people around the world. Number 5. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe. Johann Wolfgang von Goethe was born on August 28, 1749, in Frankfurt, Germany. His full name was Johann Wolfgang von Goethe, and he came from a well-to-do family. His father, Johann Caspar Goethe, was a lawyer and held a significant position in society, while his mother, Katharina Elisabeth Textor, came from a well-known family in Frankfurt. Goethe was raised in a cultured environment, surrounded by books and music, which played a big role in shaping his mind. From an early age, Goethe showed signs of extraordinary intelligence. He was curious about everything and had a remarkable ability to learn languages quickly. By the time he was a teenager, he had already mastered several languages, including Latin, Greek, French, and Italian. People around him began to recognize his brilliance, and his father ensured that he received a comprehensive education. Goethe's IQ is estimated to have been between 210 and 225, which would place him among the most intelligent people in history. This incredible intellect allowed him to excel in multiple fields. He studied law at the University of Leipzig and later at the University of Strasbourg, but his interests were far broader. He was passionate about literature, science, philosophy, and art. As a writer, Goethe became famous for his plays, novels, and poems. His most famous work, Faust, is considered one of the greatest achievements in Western literature. Beyond writing, Goethe was also deeply involved in science, particularly in the study of plants, colors, and anatomy. His ability to connect different fields of knowledge made him a central figure in the intellectual life of his time. Goethe's contributions to society were immense, and he remains a symbol of the Enlightenment and the Romantic movement. His life and work continue to inspire thinkers, writers, and scientists around the world.